Okay, here is something I did yesterday. And this is on an 8x8 canvas board. I like this a lot. I think it's kind of hazy and abstracty like I like my landscapes to be. And I tried different colors in the sky. Since it's autumn, I'm going with more green, and it doesn't show up too green, but green and some pinks in there. And now this one has inspired me to start another one. Now this is the same size canvas board. It's an 8x8 because I'm just kind of playing around and seeing, some different color palettes. So far, before I turn this on, I added a little bit of white paint that has some powdered marble in it, so it has some more tooth. I like that a lot. I don't want tons and tons of texture, but I do want some, because the cracks and the crevices of texture give a painting so much more depth. So far, I'll show you my palette. I have, let me move this. Okay. I have mixed up some white with the powdered marble, and I've also put on some phthalo blue and some golden turquoise. Let's see, it's the golden liquid. That's over here. Okay, so this is a cobalt turquoise and phthalo blue, and then I'm trying some new paint too, this Nova paint. This is a Naphthol crimson. So I've got the cobalt turquoise, I've got the phthalo blue, Naphthol crimson, and then I've got some orange over here. From those colors, I added a little bit of everything, so all the colors blend together, like a little bit of cobalt blue and that's not, a little bit of cobalt blue right here. This is phthalo blue and cobalt turquoise. And this is phthalo blue and a little bit of black to give me a nice dark blue. This is phthalo blue and the Naphthol crimson. This is phthalo blue and some Naphthol crimson. When you lighten this up, it gives you kind of a pink color, and I think I'm going to like that for like the horizon line trees. We'll see what that looks like. Then a little bit of orange and a little bit of the red mixed up here for some different variations. So let me get a paper towel. And we'll get going. Okay, now this would be a good practice for you to do on any little canvas board or even on a piece of cardboard if you just wanted to play around. I've added some of the white, and you can see some of the texture here, not much, but I'll add a little bit more white. And then I decided I want a very colorful sky. It's autumn where I am, and the skies in the morning and the evening, the sunrises and the sunsets, have such beautiful colors that I'm going to have a sky like that. Lately I've been painting a lot of just peaceful blue skies. Now I want to ratchet it up a little bit and put some color in there. But first we're going to start with a background blue. This is the blue and the black, and it's very dark, but as it mixes into the white, it'll lighten up a lot. Now, since I put this down first, when I add some of the other colors, I have to be thinking about what those colors will look like over this blue. I could let it dry too and then add the layered colors, but I really want to get a couple layers down here. So we'll see what happens. This is kind of an experiment, so we'll both get to find out at the same time. And I always pull this down a little bit, even though this is going to be more like the land part of it and the foreground. There'll be a horizon line right in here somewhere. I don't want to half it. I want the trees, the tree line either above or below this halfway point. So I'll kind of eyeball that in. But before I start adding that color that I wanted to use for the tree line, I'm going to try. Okay, so if I put a little bit of the cobalt turquoise and the phthalo blue up here, it's really a strong color, but that should blend just fine. Now, I don't want to cover the whole thing because clouds aren't like that and the skies are very unpredictable. So we'll leave that. I think I want a little more white up here. Blend it in. Sometimes my clouds look like it's a windy day out there, which we have a lot of wind around here too. So I guess that makes sense. I tend to go with the blue skies and the white clouds, but that's not always the way the sky is. The sky is many different things. Okay, now we're going to add, this is the red and the orange. Now this is a lot. I have a feeling I need just a tiny bit here. And this might have been a mistake because it might end up, unless I don't blend it in too much. Blue and orange don't always like each other. So we'll see what happens. Okay. And you always want, see that's kind of what happens to blue and orange when it gets mixed up. But that's okay, because that will be an underpainting. Most likely this will be covered with a couple more layers. So now I'd like to have, since this cobalt teal and the naphthol crimson are going to be along the tree line, I want to add a little bit of that right here that's really light, like the tree color is reflecting the tree line. Okay. I just want a couple darker streaks up there and something moving into the orange too. Okay, now I'll wipe this off and we'll go like this. And I think I keep moving around on the canvas. I'll add a little more up here and then I'll come down a little bit and add some more clouds. Now sometimes I just like to do this. I use paper towels, knives, knives, and my fingers a lot to paint. Okay, so now we're going to get a little braver here, and we're going to add some of this color for the tree line. And this will be the first layer. I'm going to have to let this dry in a little bit and come back in when it's dry and add more of this color and maybe make it, oh, that's kind of a nice color, nice tree line color. Fall trees, autumn trees. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with the foreground yet, but I will when I get there. Okay, so and one other thing I always like to do is I'm going to take a little of that color that I'm using for the trees and lighten it up a lot with the white and have that reflect up here. See, that's still quite dark. It's all about trial and error, happy mistakes. Who said that? And if all else fails, you get to paint over it, and that just means that you have lots of nice texture to work on in the next batch. Okay, now I'm going to add, I have some of that beautiful bluish purple too, just a little bit of that with a lot of white up here. Turn this around for a minute. Okay. Okay. So this is just the first layer. I'm going to let this dry, and I won't work on it till I get back online so you can see the next steps, okay? Thanks.